So eto na naman mga kaibigan, I'm very sorry sa naging problema kanina. So nag-usap tayo kanina, nag-usap ang ating PGS committee kung ano talaga gagawin natin. Kung mag-blind tick ba tayo or we'll stick to the rules na we'll continue the tournament draft at mag-change na sila ng sides. So ngayon mga kaibigan, game muna ulit tayo ngayon laban sa pagitan ng Team MSI EvoGT versus Team ng Pacific. Tournament draft tayo ulit. Last game for today, for the match between Team MSI at Team ng Pacific.
Yes, alright, so the bans have started to go in already. Soraka, Elite, and Pantheon. Soraka and Elite being banned by MSI on the blue side, while Team Pacific has banned out Pantheon on the purple side. So, will this be the same matchup in Game 1? We'll see if MSI decides to go for the same build. This time around, they did ban the Nidalee away from Team Pacific, and Pacific are deciding will they ban out Malphite once again, or will they let the Malphite go through this time around. So let's see what will be the final ban coming from Team Pacific, and then we should be on the way in the picking phase.
So sino mananalo sa laban na to? They will have the advantage sa ating laban between team na MSI EvoGT. Kung sino yung mananalo dito sa laban will go to the Pro Gaming Series 2014 summer season. Sila yung makakuha ng slot. Kanina nanalo ang team ng Pacific. In the first game, Team MSI EvoGT won that match at sobrang napaka-back and forth ng laban. Just like yung second game natin nung nanalo ang team ng Pacific dito. So ano yung mangyayari ngayon? Ano yung mga expectation mo na possible na mangyayari ngayon sa laban sa pagitan ng Team MSI at Team ng Pacific? They both know kung ano na yung playstyle ng mga pagkabilang panig dito. Alam na nila kung paano maglaro at kung paano nila masasecure yung kanilang winning objective dito sa laban nila. So ano sa tingin mo yung possible na mangyari?
Well, looking at the pick so far, MSI did pick up the Janna once again, just like in Game 1. But it looks like Pacific stole away the Shyvana, which is one of the other key factors that MSI had in the Game 1 as well. So that's one down away from the original lineup of MSI from Game 1. They lock in the Leona once again, Leona being a very powerful tanky support champion there, so that's a really good pickup. Two very tanky champions. I think there will be a 3-man tanky champion for Team Pacific, depending on who the top lane will be. Whether will they use Trundle or maybe a different champion this time in the top lane, maybe another Renekton. Of course, there's a lot of choices for the top lane. Right now, MSI are picking now. They're probably discussing whether they should stick to their Game 1 strategy or will they try a different strategy this game.
So looking at the lineup mga kaibigan of Team Pacific at the team na MSI EvoGT, so far ngayon for Team Pacific, they pick up Shyvana and Leona for the first two champion of their team. So gaya na sinabi mo kanina, hinakaw nila dito si Shyvana. First two games, Shyvana gusto team ng MSI EvoGT. Pero ngayon, napunta siya sa team ng Pacific. Ano kaya magiging strategy ng team Pacific dito sa tingin mo, Jay?
Looking at the lineup, it's really hard to tell kasi basically they're stealing each other's champions. You can see here, there have been some switches. Evelyn stolen away from Team Pacific this time around.
They got Lucian as well.
And they also got Lucian because they have Leona's picked up already by Team Pacific. So it's basically the same pool of champions but in different switching sides. Not the whole lineup but one or two of the champions being taken away from each side, not allowing them those really strong picks for those teams. So unless Taizoa sticks with this Zig, then most likely we'll be seeing a lot of the same champs. There we see a Twitch again.
Having Ziggs for their lineup dito, sobrang hirap mapigil ng Ziggs ito. The burst damage and the AoE, the crowd control for his champion, they can dominate the poke. When it comes to the trading of their poking skills, I think mayroong advantage dito ang team ng Pacific, especially they have Ziggs, they have Severe as well for their champion. And ito ang maganda, kanina lineup nila ganun din eh. They have Nidalee, they have Lucian, they have Leona, they have Trundle. So meron silang champion na pang poke lang at meron silang champion na pang initiate.
Yes.
So ganoon ang ginawa rin ng team ng Pacific dito. At ang nangyayari, after nila magbigay ng enough poke damage against their opponent, they will initiate the team fight dito. So they have the advantage sa mga pagkakataong iyon.
Yes. Alright, so it looks like Oni might be able to get his hands again on the Orianna, but this time around there won't be any Malphite. We can see Irelia could still deliver the ball of Orianna into the team fight. You see now Irelia can really dive in, but no, looks like they haven't really decided. Might be even a Jax. Jax is also another not bad pickup coming from their side. But I see here a really strong bottom lane from Pacific. Both Severe and Leon are very, very strong dual partners in the bottom lane. They can really crush anybody with their combinations of stunts and crowd control prevention from Severe. So it's gonna be really hard. I think Lucian will have a really hard time with Janna in the bottom lane, especially with the amount of burst damage. Janna might even go for the barrier once again, like we saw a while ago. So we'll have to see how that plays out. So yes, it looks like MSI will go for that Jax in game 3 in the top lane. And of course, Evelyn will be in the jungle once again. So
Well, let's see ngayon sa lineup nila. For team of MSI EvoGT, we have Janna, we have Evelyn, we have Lucian, we have Orianna, we have Jax. Jax most probably will go to the top lane dito, and Evelyn will go for the jungler role for their team. Evelyn in the team fight, she can be very effective. They have balls the ball from Orianna dito na kayang ibigay sa kanya, and then use that shockwave to make sure natatama ng maayos against their opponent. And they have Jax as well, using that leap para mag-initiate ang team fight dito. The counter strike coming from his champion, and also yung kanyang SS dito kung saan nagiging sobrang effective during the team fight. Ang tanging trabaho na kayang gawin dito ni Jax, or dapat niyang gawin kapag nagkakaroon ng team fight dito, ay i-focus yung mga AD carry or AP carry dito ng team of Pacific. Looking at the lineup mga kaibigan for Team Pacific, nag-lock in na sila ngayon. Shyvana in the top lane, Leona for the support role, Ziggs for the AP mid carry, and they have Severe and Renekton. Renekton for the top lane, Shyvana for their jungler role dito. And when it comes to the top lane, both a champion dito, Jax versus Renekton, sobrang effective sila in the early part of the game hanggang sa late game dito. Pero problema kay Renekton, you have to make sure na you have enough farm to dominate the late game. Jax on the other hand, ganun din siya. Pero this is the first time na hindi nag-teleport summoner spell si Jord against si Yute, na usually din kumukuha talaga ng teleport summoner spell dito. So kapag nagkaroon ng team fight in the bottom lane, Renekton can respond, but Jax can't respond dito.
yes, I think Jax really wants to go for it. Lane bully power of Jax against the Renekton. Like you said, the nerf on Renekton's ultimate in the past patch definitely crippled Renekton to being the powerhouse he used to be. He isn't that weak, but those nerfs definitely were some significant changes, allowing a lot of other top laners to have more chances of winning the lane, especially with the snow. Actually, Jax did not continue using the ignite. He went for the teleport again, so he might go for a split push Jax. And like you said, he won't be able to respond to the team fight same as Renekton without that teleport. So looks like it wasn't a bad call. Orianna will be picking up an
Last
ignite
minute,
this time.
actually Jay, sorry sorry to interrupt you, pero nagkaroon ng last minute change na kanya summoner spell dito. So George decided to get the teleport summoner spell instead of getting the ignite.
Yes, that's right. Alright, so Orianna will be going for the ignite once again this time around. And Daiso as will be keeping that barrier in the mid lane. Of course, he'll be able to poke really well on that Ziggs. Orianna shouldn't have that much problem. She has a shield and a lot of mobility on Orianna, so he should have a fairly decent laning phase against the Ziggs. Of course, Ziggs, depending on how good he plays his Ziggs and how aggressive he plays it, could turn out to be in his favor.
So at this point of time mga kaibigan, MSI EvoGT versus team ng Pacific, we have Jax, Evelyn, Orianna, Lucian, and Janna versus Pacific na merong Renekton, Shyvana, Ziggs, Severe, and Leona. In the bottom lane, Lucian and Janna combo dito. Sobrang sakit na combo. We have the shield coming from Janna. Pero isa talaga sa pinakamaganda dito kay Janna kasi not only na meron siyang shield to defend his comrade, but also yung bonus damage for his champion.
Yes. And
Kapag
actually,
kapag nagamit sa kanya yung shield coming from Janna dito, I think around 20 damage yung ma-add sa kanyang physical damage dito.
yes. And actually, Janna didn't go for the barrier this time around. I don't know, maybe a while ago, Janna just forgot to change the summoner spell kaya naka-barrier siya. But this time around, naka-exhaust siya. So, standard mastery. I'm surprised if Leona or Janna didn't go, or especially Leona, didn't go for the ignite because they have a lot of pushing potential here in the bottom lane. They could play a little bit more aggressive since Lucian has high mobility. The exhaust really won't slow him down that much. So, I'm surprised that he went for that, especially Lucian has a lot of skills as well, so although it will reduce the damage by a fair amount, I still feel like the ignite would have been a much better pickup for them. Of course, the heal can be annoying. If they're able to bait out the heal at the right time, the ignite would play out as a better pickup for them.
So the summoner spell, like what you said kanina, both the champion, both AD carries dito have their heal for their champion to make sure na kaya nila mag-survive sa mga teamfight na mangyayari kanina. And after ng mga recent changes sa ating mga summoner spell, before, there are support players usually get the ignite para sa kanilang summoner spell ngayon. Pero ngayon, they usually getting the exhaust for their champions. Kasi dati, I think before one reason kung bakit kinukuha nila yung ignite, dahil mas matagal yung duration ng ignite compared to barrier. So mas matagal, mas masusunog yung champion mo, nawala na yung barrier mo, nandun pa rin yung ignite.
Yes, and also since unlike the heal now which removes ignite's ability, so talagang masulit na talaga yung heal na yun.
So mga kaibigan, eto na naman tayo ngayon. If ever na maulan ka ng RP, gusto mo bumili ng skin, gusto mo bumili ng champion, pero wala ka ng RP, tinatamad ka lang ubas ng bahay, simple lang, just visit epins.gamex.ph and then choose the game you are playing.
Yeah.
Choose League of Legends and then enter the Garena Shell denomination you want. Gusto mo ng 20, gusto mo ng 50, gusto mo ng 100, depende sa'yo yan, dapat meron kang load. Ngayon, after mo piliin yung game na gusto mo, click Add to Cart. Now, after mo click yung Add to Cart, enter your mobile number para lamang to sa Smart, TNT, and Sun Cellular subscribers. And after nun, you will receive the confirmation code. Send it to 3161 and you will receive the ipin amount you want. So mga kaibigan, ganun lang kadali. Thank you very much GameX na napakagandang feature for our gamers. Hindi na kailangan pumila ng marami or mahabang pila to get their shells na gusto nila.
Yeah, thank you very much Smart and GameX for that wonderful feature, and also thank you to Razer as well for sponsoring us last season. Of course, the summer season will be starting really soon right after this tournament. Right now, the game has already started. We have our mandatory pause right now where they to make sure last minute changes, making sure that everything is in order, and they will be proceeding into the game.
Yes.
Looking at the lineup, I don't expect any level 1 engages from either team. Of course, Jax does have his stun, and they have Leona on the other side who could initiate a fight with Linear Blade, but since there isn't any Thresh or any really strong crowd control from either team, any level 1 would just basically to steal the red buff more than to
So
pick
mga
up any
kaibigan,
kills.
sa lahat ng mga ka-tune in pa lang, you're watching the Pro Gaming Series 2014 Summer Promotion Game 3 sa pagitan ng Team Pacific versus team ng MSI EvoGT. 1-1 ang ating score. So sino ang mananalo dito? Sila talaga magde-decide kung sino ang magiging kung kanino pupunta yung isang stat natin for the Pro Gaming Series 2014 Summer Season. Let's go to the Summoner's Rift. Like what you've said, Jay, nagkaroon tayo ng mandatory pause para ayusin ang kanilang mga settings and make sure na hindi sila mahihirapan sa paglalaro ng League of Legends. And this is it, 5 seconds bago mag-start ang ating game. MSI EvoGT versus Team ng Pacific. Game on na tayo ngayon.
Alright, so looking at the team, we get to see Ziggs once again with his rubber ducky duck, and we might see some awesome action from Ziggs once again. Really excited to see how Ziggs will play in this game. A lot of pings coming from both teams here. Looks like Team Pacific has decided to move into their red buff area and probably try to do a blue invade, or probably they're expecting MSI to invade the red buff once again. If this is so, which it looks like it will be so, since Evelyn and 3 other members of MSI are going up there. Evelyn has to be really careful because
Delikado si Evelyn dito mga kaibigan. Coops trying to invade 4 members of Team MSI, Team Pacific dito, but hindi enough yung range nila para makita siya na nag-a-attempt na mag-invade sa laban na to.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
alright, so basically Evelyn spotting out Leona like you mentioned. Looks like they have to be really careful. They're basically just waiting here. Some teleports are being used already by VYY here, but no, they decide not to do it. I think there's going to be a level 1 clash here any second now. As soon as somebody shows themselves. Luckily, Evelyn has played really safe. She was able to keep her distance. MSI will come in here to do the red buff steal.
Minions have
Evelyn
spawned.
being very ballsy here, actually doing a face check in that bush. Luckily, nobody was in there. 5 members of MSI on the tri-bush. Evelyn moving closer, trying to spot out members of Team Pacific here, and there we go. Looks like Evelyn, I think Evelyn spotted the Shyvana there. Both the AD carry and support has decided to go down. Alright,
Ito na mga kaibigan, MSI EvoGT 5-man gap to that red buff for team members of Pacific dito. They're exchanging poke damage, counter strike from George dito. He's somehow trying to defend that red buff for Team Pacific, and yes, Coops somehow managed to get the first red buff for Team of Pacific. Very good job for his champion.
Yes, that was a very big play coming from MSI because they know Shyvana has no crowd control, and it's gonna be a 4-man push again once again for MSI here in the top lane. Now looks like Renekton realizing this is not gonna waste any time. He'll teleport back to base and will join the rest of his team in the bottom lane. This might even be a double tower push, of course. Again, even though it's a 3-man push coming from Pacific in the bottom lane, they have a slight advantage since the armor of the towers in the top and mid lane are 20 bigger more in the top and mid lane. So this gives a slight advantage to Team Pacific. Renekton just joined the rest of the team in the bottom lane. Yes, the first tower will go again to Team Pacific since they are in the bottom lane. Oh no!
MSI Coops goes
killed.
down with the last hit from the third in the top lane. And I think nagkaroon siya ng miscalculation doon. He was forced to use that flash out as well. And he lost his red buff.
Yeah, and looks like Shyvana was able to take away Evelyn's red buff. So this is actually a nice advantage for Team Pacific right now. Right, I think MSI really screwed up there in the tower push, but trying to make up for it right now, calling everybody here to the bottom lane here. Ziggs of course signaling his team that Orianna had decided to probably join the party down there, but of course Orianna realizing this decided to go back to the lane. Now that's it, basically 1 tower each for both teams. 3-man push here in the bottom lane. I don't think anything will be happening for the next few minutes. Of course, there is some pings here. Actually, Shyvana donating over that blue buff to Ziggs. This will be a really good advantage for him in the mid lane, allowing him to throw up more buffs onto the Orianna. I'm not sure if Evelyn would be doing the same thing here. I don't think so. Evelyn will need that blue buff to be able to sustain much better in the jungle and in ganking at the first few levels.
Go back to their positioning. All champion goes to their respective lanes, mga kaibigan. But George gacking the mid lane dito. Robert Lucky Duck from Daisoas. Very good job for his champion. He somehow managed to disengage in the mid lane dito. And take note, meron pa siyang barrier and flash out if ever na mag-gank once again dito ang any member from the team of MSI EvoGT.
That's right. Alright, so slight advantage here in favor of Team Pacific in the bot lane. They have a tower right behind them. If ever the jungler of Team Pacific decides to gank the bottom lane, it will be much farther lane for Team MSI's bottom lane to run back to. So MSI has to be very smart here and make sure they can pick up kills without over-committing and over-diving into Team Pacific side.
Very interesting. As you can see, Jay, both AD carries and support role, hindi sila ganoon na nagkakalayo sa kanilang mga CS and also yung kanilang farming phase dito, but umuwi na si Veer kanina. VYY have the advantage kapag nagkaroon sila dito ng duel in the bottom lane. If ever na maglaban ngayon si Veer and Leona against Lucian and Janna, I don't think they can manage to survive the team fight dito. But if ever na magkaroon ng habulan, si Veer and Leona have the advantage kasi meron siya ditong boots. Unlike itong si Lucian na merong Torrent's Blade lamang and yung kanyang pots in the bottom lane. So yung time mga kaibigan, we are seeing that 200 ang ating goal difference in favor of team ng Pacific.
Yeah, actually Jax picked up a Doran Shield start. I haven't really seen the Jax pick up a Doran Shield in a while now. Most of the time Jax in the top lane normally go decide for those Doran's Blades since they give them that nice life steal or that life sustain through normal attacking, and we know Jax, the more time he hits, he gains stacks of attack speed, allowing him to hit a lot more often. In effect, allowing him to gain a lot more HP than the Doran Shield. So we'll have to see how this plays out for Jax in the top lane. Alright, so as you can see here, Xenoblade coming out from Leona and connecting. Jax taking a lot of damage from
Daisoas mga kaibigan. Shockwave for them from Oni dito in the mid lane. Coops taking a lot of damage from Daisoas dito. We still have that Magna Inferno bomb to initiate the team fight dito in the mid lane. Tinidlad very well yung kanyang bomba na yon. Kung tumama siguro yung kanyang first kill dito, you can pick up a kill against Coops in the mid lane dito.
That's right. Alright, so back here in the top lane, Jax still struggling against the Renekton. Renekton, of course, sustaining really well in the top lane, having no problems at all. CS in the bottom lane though is pretty much dead even, unlike the Jax who's losing a huge CS to the rank.
Magnet Inferno Bomb from Daisoas in the top lane dito. Very good job for George using that ward. Disengage in the top lane to leap out. And somehow managed to survive the teamfight in the top lane dito. A gank as well from Shyvana. And I think it's about time to get the first tier in the top lane for Team of Pacific.
That's right. Alright, so there's a short post coming out right
I-pause
now.
the game mga kaibigan. Pero ngayon nakikita natin ngayon ang goal difference na in favor pa rin sa team ng Pacific. 300 goal difference, 7-minute mark. Wala pa nakakuha ng kahit wala pa nakakuha ng Dragon at this point of time. Pero ang ating goal difference ay 300 na. I think ang difference na to ay nakabase sa CS. As you can see, 29 over 57 CS in the top lane and 52 over 49. Not that big, pero makikita mo pa rin itong difference na to na napakalaki na. So, Team MSI EvoGT managed to get the first tier turret. Team Pacific managed to get the first tier turret in the bottom lane faster than the Team MSI EvoGT dito. So, very good job for their team. Like what we've said kanina, because mas malaki yung armor ng turret sa top lane, ito yung nagbibigay sa kanila ng disadvantage.
Yes, that's right. Alright, so we're still waiting for the game to resume right now. I'm not really sure. Probably some technical difficulties on the internet of one of the players right now. Hopefully that ping or whatever problems they're experiencing will be resolved right away.
So mga kaibigan, stay tuned lang kayo dyan. Maya-maya lang after ng game na to, matutunghayan natin alaban sa pagitan ng Team Crying at
versus
ang team
MSI.
ng
Mineski. Sorry.
So,
yes.
Isa sa mga pinakainaalabangan ng mga tao Crying an underdog team versus Mineski na meron ng experience sa Worlds. Meron
But
nag-champion pa sa Southeast Asia qualifier. Pero,
but
tingnan mga kaibigan, medyo iba na yung kanilang lineup ngayon eh.
Yeah, Mineski has a lot of changes in their lineup. Like you said, a lot of their old players have moved to different teams. They've lost 3 of their old players who were in Worlds.
Yes. At eto habang nagkakaroon tayo ng discussion about that team roster changes, initiation from Wachi Pay in the bottom lane, but they have to disengage because of the shield coming from Jana dito. And they have to disengage. Hindi nila pwedeng pumilit dito dahil walang buhay si VYY. They're chasing down Carl dito. Very good job for Wachi Pay, but he's taking a lot of damage against 2 champion of Team MSI EvoGT in the bottom lane. They disengage once again.
That's right. Alright, so MSI, of course, like I said a while ago, in the bottom lane have to be very careful since they don't have any tower to run back into, and this is really dangerous for them. But since Shyvana is a jungler who doesn't really gank that much at the early levels, this is basically a slightly less threat in their favor. So Shyvana already having completed the Magic's Raider Blade here, looks like we'll be building into a Feral Flare once again. So far, we haven't seen any Feral Flare completed at 20-minute mark. Right now, it's been about 30 minutes before any flares get activated. Let's see if in this third game that Shyvana will be able to do much better from the previous game. Alright, a nice ward put down by Evan to spot out the dragon since it's already 8 minutes into the game. Anytime from now, of course, any team could decide to pick up the dragon. Shyvana signaling Ziggs to pick up the blue buff in the jungle. Coops trying
his best to gank atong si Daisoas in the mid lane dito. Is not giving Daisoas great chance for himself to farm in the mid lane, pero somehow unsuccessful lahat ng mga ganks na nangyayari from Coops dito. And nung kanina, nung first dead, hindi na siyang makuha ni Daisoas instead in the mid lane. But ngayon, wala pa ganong action na nangyayari dito, even though they got the first tier turret in the top lane, in the bottom lane as well. So it's all about the late game na or the mid game, depende kung ano mangyari sa kanila in the later part of the game. But at this point of time, we are looking at Renekton versus Jax. Renekton is dominating Jax very well.
Alright, so the game has been pretty quiet so far, no action yet. 500 gold lead in favor of Team Pacific. Pacific has seemed to have a slightly stronger early game so far from what I'm seeing here. But the question is, can they deliver it to the end of the game? Right, so looks like
first Dragon attempt for Team Pacific, mga kaibigan. And I think they can get this first Dragon. Yes, good job for Team Pacific. Setting that dragon, mga kaibigan. This is the vision of Team MSI EvoGT. So, wala talaga silang vision. Hindi talaga sila aware kung ano nangyayari. At ito ang vision ng Team ng Pacific.
Right. Oh no, Zeke is getting caught off by 2 champions here.
Barsoa staying a lot of damage against 2 champions Team MSI EvoGT. Oops, have to initiate that team fight, mga kaibigan. Dragon form from Shyvana dito is about to go down. And Coops taking a lot of damage. Watching Faye just in time. Responded in the mid lane dito. Girl taking a lot of damage. Nice solar flare from Watching Faye dito. They managed to get 2 kills for their team.
Wow, first blood and double kills for Renekton. That would make him a very happy crocodile. He'll be able to get really tanky really quick, which is exactly what they need. But actually, Renekton had decided to go for...
CUT initiated the fight once again, mga kaibigan, against Team MSI EvoGT dito. Only taking a lot of damage and he needs to disengage sa laban na yun.
Yes, and actually like I was saying, Renekton will be very happy with that pickup, but it looks like he's gonna go ahead and build the new build actually of Renekton on picking up an early Tiamat. Of course, he's actually completed first his Tiamat and his Mercury Boot, since of course that magic protection and the tenacity from all the crowd control coming from Team MSI should help a lot with that Merc threats. Right, Shyvana is in the mid lane right now, just making sure that no minions push into the tower. Sivir is actually having a really good time here as well in the bottom lane. She now has a CS advantage over Lucian since she's been basically there the whole time farming the minions pushing in the bottom lane.
So kanina nakita natin si Jord na gumamit ng Renekton kanina at ang ginawa niya dito, he focused sa kanyang pagiging tanky champion. He got the Sunfire Cape first before getting the AD items, pero ngayon si Yute on the other hand, getting yung kanyang Tiamat as his first item. So as much as possible, pinipilit niya na maging AD carry for their team, and then later on he will get tanky items as well.
Yes, alright, so of course Renekton, I feel like it's not really a bad idea for him to pick up that early Tiamat, especially against the Jax. If he decides to go for Sunfire Cape, definitely Jax will own his ass really well, because the sustain of course coming from Jax will be just too much for the Sunfire Cape, and like you said, the nerf on the Renekton once again is just not enough anymore, especially against a champion like Jax. Alright, so this will give Jax some lifesteal and some splash damage as well. Should be able to sustain even better in the lane. Of course, Renekton with that Ravenous Hydra later on will be able to provide a lot of pain as well. This is right now a 3-man push coming from MSI here in the bottom lane. Of course, Evelyn is invisible but still inside the bush, not to get spotted by any of the members of Team Pacific. Pacific, of course, having no problem defending this. Shyvana is actually just nearby, just in case MSI will engage here, and a ward placed down. Ward being cleared out by Leona.
Solar flare, mga kaibigan, from Leona dito. Card taking a lot of damage just in time. Coops responded in the bottom lane. Watching Faye wasn't aware na merong gank dito from Coops, and Domington have to respond as well in the bottom lane. Coops taking a lot of damage. Napakagandang paggamit ng Monsoon dito, and the teleport coming from Jord, chasing down any champion. Flash in! He can't leap to any champion from the team members of MSI EvoGT. I mean Pacific dito. Or he can just leap into Shyvana, but he chose not to.
Yes, actually Ziggs releasing his Mega Inferno Bomb, not connecting to any of the members of MSI there, trying to pick up a kill on Evelyn. Evelyn is actually down to less than 10 HP there. What a survivor. Gets back to base, of course, luckily, after getting hit by that Mega Inferno Bomb, but Ziggs really close to picking up a kill there. So still 0-2, nobody picks up another kill. Really good response coming from both team members. Really good plays, but really I want to see more action here, especially with their lineup. They've got very aggressive champions here. Evelyn clearing out the minions here in the top lane. Blue buff should be spawning. Oh, actually blue buff already has spawned, and I think the carries have already picked up their own blue buffs here. Surprisingly though, Shyvana, even without the red buff, hasn't really did any ganks here at the bottom lane, which he could have done, especially without any third to back up the members here of MSI in the bottom lane. So kind of curious here, especially now he's gonna pick up the red buff. The blue buff of MSI has just spawned there, so I think Orianna might be picking that up really soon. I'm not sure if anybody will be able to help him. As you can see here, yes, Evan will be going back to base, so Orianna will have to do the blue buff on his own.
I wonder what happened to Jax kanina talaga na pag-teleport in the bottom lane. I am thinking, why?
Feeling ko,
He's
naka-cooldown pa yung leap strike niya. That's why, although he flashed, he was kind of hoping that the leap strike will be able to go off cooldown just in time, but it was already too late and the opponents were too deep, so he probably decided, even if it was gonna be on cooldown,
He should have
not
used
to
that
push through.
flash in.
Yeah, it was probably
Well,
wrong.
we didn't know what really happened, pero I can't blame him for not using the leap in that team fight. Pero yun nga mga kaibigan, medyo sayang ang kanyang pag-teleport dahil sa ginawa niyang yun. And the bottom lane mga kaibigan, looking at the CS 125 CS at this point of time, VYY in favor of VYY, the bottom lane against kay Za. And looking at this champion, looking at their item, Bloodthirster for VYY, and having his item dito mga kaibigan, spell shield from Sajo dito, staying out of damage. Napakagandang pag solar flare from Watching Faye, a good teleport mga kaibigan. Monsoon once again, dragon form from Downington, chasing down Carlito. He have to use that flash in to kill down Za dito. Za taking a lot of damage against 4th champion of Team Pacific, and he goes down. It's a 4-4 non-exchange in favor of Team Pacific. Very good job.
Yeah, so another 2 kills picked up by Team Pacific here. Now, Orangutan 3-0-1, a huge lead for himself. Looks like he's rushing. I'm not sure if it's going to be a Banshee's Veil or a Spirit Massage this time around, since he already has the Spirit of the Spectral Cowl here. And looks like another Dragon will be going to Team Pacific this time around.
Yes, very good job for the team. Sama managed to get another dragon for the team dito. Look at the performance coming from Team ng Pacific. In the bottom lane, instant turn around for their team just in time using the teleport from Renekton. And yun, yung top lane, CUT against kay Jord. At this point of time, ang laki talaga ng difference ngayon ni CUT against kay Jord dito. 118 CS over 158 CS. At ang kanyang score ay 3-0-1.
That's right. Actually, in terms of CS here, the top lane and the AD carry of Pacific have a huge CS advantage, but it seems, I'm surprised actually that Zig is struggling against Orianna in the mid lane in terms of CS here. Although Zig does have 2 assists already, so that's probably the reason why he'd have assists. But Orianna, of course, basically just staying in lane there, picking up a lot of CS there, and actually has 1 Dorn's ring in advantage over there. We see, of course, Evelyn trying to clear out a ward there, getting spotted out by Shyvana. Looks like it's gonna be a
Downington
1v1
versus Coops dito. You have to reward that vision ward, and he's being chased down by Coops. You have to use that W to disengage. The team fight doon, worth it for Downington. He managed to get that vision ward against Coops.
Alright, looks like Severe
Zack taking a lot of damage. Nisaju have to use that on the calling from MSI EvoGT, Zack, and he goes down against the 2 members of Team Pacific dito. Very good job for VYY and Watch Faye. I don't think it's a miscalculation for Zack in the bottom lane, kasi hindi niya alam na wala dun si Janna to save himself or to save Zack dito.
Yes, and this is what I was saying, that since there's no tower for Lucian to go back to, he had no choice but to stay there and fight, because there was no protection for him. And again, Janna also wasn't there, so really nobody to help them.
Here comes the gap from Coops in the bottom lane mga kaibigan. Solar Flare from Watching Faye. Grabbing damage out from their team. Sobrang OP yung kanilang damage dito. But a teleport from Jord, trying to get the life of VYY. A good flash out for his champion. A heal for his champion as well. Ginamit na niya ang kanyang Blade of the Ruined King. Isama managed to pick up a kill dito. Ginamit na doon ang kanyang Magna Inferno Bomb, but somehow didn't get one champion. But CUT responded in the bottom lane. It's a turnaround once again for Team ng Pacific. Shockwave from Oni dito, getting the life of CUT. CUT goes down, shutdown from Za sa laban na yon. Jord, 1 more hit. Yes, it's a 2-4-2 exchange in total sa laban na yon.
Yeah, a lot of action going on there. Of course, a lot of stranglers getting picked up by both teams here. Ziggs will be able to pick up the blue buff for himself because with a little help from Orianna. I'm sorry, from Leona there. Right now, Shyvana already has the Wriggler's Lantern, and let's take a look at how many stacks he's collected so far into this game. Right now, it's 20 minutes in the game, has already
27 stacks.
27 stacks, doing a lot better this game. So it looks like the Fair Flare will be completed much earlier compared to before, and this might prove to be a big impact for Team Pacific in this game. Right now, they have a huge player kill lead, including CS advantage, except for Ziggs, who's slightly behind. But with that 1 kill and 2 assists, basically evens out everything on both mid laners. So looks like MSI is gonna rely again on their team fight if they want to win this game. Alright, so a ping coming out from Team Pacific there, signaling the members to try to group up here. A ward being cleared out by Leona. Looks like 4 members of MSI will group up here to defend the mid lane tower. Ziggs doing his best to poke down the members of MSI. Let's see what will happen in the next few minutes, if MSI will be able to continue defending the tower or not.
At ito na mga kaibigan, they're getting the first tier turret in the mid lane. And MSI EvoGT can't do anything about it mga kaibigan. See you, they have to initiate this team fight. Ginamit na ang Solar Flare and the Magnet Inferno Bomb as well. Coop taking a lot of damage against 5 champions. Napakaganda pag shockwave mga kaibigan. 2 champions from Team Pacific goes down. And they're still chasing 3 more champions from Team Pacific dito. But they're taking a lot of damage as well. From the poke damage, from the skill of Daiso was dito. Only have to use the flash out. See you, they initiated team fight dito. Have to use the flash in as well. And a use of this slice and dice 2 for 2 exchange sa laban na yun.
Yes, actually that's a pretty good exchange for Team Pacific. Anything that's even right now is a good exchange for Pacific since they are in the lead. And as long as they can keep that lead, even if it's a 1 for 1 or 2 for 2 trade, this will definitely give them the advantage still. Now, of course, Renekton is still a monster right now, 4-1 and 3. Has already Sunfire Cape completely built over Jax right now. Jax only having the Blade of the Ruined King. Jax going in will pick up the kill on the Shyvana. Shyvana not looking or not aware of the surroundings here. A stun coming from Renekton. The heal saving Jax's life from Janus Monsoon there. Looks like Ziggs will go down to the Evelyn this time around. Renekton still chasing down Lucian. Yes, he will go down. And I think Janna might be in some trouble here. Evelyn going down to Leona. Yes, a double kill for Renekton. 6-1 and 5. Wow. Renekton is really powerful right now.
4 for 2 exchange in favor ng Pacific. Si Yute is not wasting any time for his champion dito. Hindi na palayo yung kanyang paggamit ng Solar Flare, but they somehow managed to pick up another kill. It's an ace for the team of Pacific.
Yes, alright, so 4 members of Team Pacific are alive and looks like are proceeding over to the Dragon right now, and they're gonna extend their gold lead even more. It's now a 8k gold lead for Team Pacific, and with this Dragon pickup, it's gonna be possibly close to 10k. Yeah, it's almost 10k gold advantage now for Team Pacific. This is huge. This is already 2 or 3, at least 3 big items in favor of Team Pacific. As long as they don't screw up any team fights from this point on, they probably have this game in the bag. Right now we can see here Daiso trying to defend the mid lane against the 3 members of MSI. MSI not having a large minion wave here in the mid lane, no problem for Ziggs to clear out. A red buff being picked up by the Lucian. I really can't wait to see how the team fights turn out, especially in the Baron pit area, since it's about that time in the game where Baron might be stolen. Of course, the tower of Team Pacific in the mid lane is yet to get taken down by MSI, including the bottom lane. This is a huge map advantage for Team Pacific over MSI.
6-4 din ang ating score at this point of time, 24-minute mark in favor sa team ng Pacific, at ang ating goal difference ay halos 9.5k na. At grabe habang tumatagal mas tumalaki yung goal difference na to, and Pacific's dominating this game. Talagang sinesecure nila yung kanilang objective, getting the dragons, getting the turrets dito. And as much as possible, hindi nila sinasayang yung kanilang oras. Rubber duck mga kaibigan in the mid lane. Only taking a lot of damage. Shockwave from his champion. Magnet Inferno Bomb. Picking up another kill for the team. 1-0, and they're about to get the second turret in the mid lane. Teleport from George. Good gank from Coops dito. Daiso was taking a lot of damage. Good response from the members of Pacific. Monsoon has been pop off from Card, but he goes down. Counter strike from George dito. Zenith Blade from Leona. They're getting the life of one champion. Slice and dice from CUT. George was about to go down one more hit, but didn't chase down that champion. It's a triple kill from VYY. Second tier turret in the mid lane goes down. They're getting third tier turret as well sa laban na to.
Team Pacific bulldozing here in the mid lane. over Team MSI. MSI is really struggling since they don't really have any form of tank right now. Of course, Jack hasn't really picked up a giant build, but I really feel like that is just simply not enough to deal with the damage coming out from Team Pacific. Team Pacific rotating here to the bottom lane. I think no, actually looks like they will probably back away and allow MSI to defend the minions pushing here in the mid lane. But of course, the all three towers of the in the mid lane of Team Pacific are still alive. Jax looks determined to take down that turret, but of course the super minions will provide some delaying tactics for Pacific here in the mid lane, allowing them to stall the game a little bit longer and allow Pacific to try to pick up a few more objectives.
They can't stop Renekton dominating team fight dito. Shockwave mga kaibigan from Oni. Somehow managed to pick up 2 kills for their team just in time. Napakaganda talaga ng timing nila lagi sa pag-execute ng skills dito. Kanina pa yung shockwave na yun with the help of their teammates. Jord have to use that tip para mag-initiate and then followed up with that shockwave for his champion. And they're getting the first battle of the game while Team Pacific not wasting any time pushing the mid lane for your team. A steal attempt from Domington but wasn't enough for his champion. He have to use the flash para mapag-disengage dito. Slack! Still chasing down Domington, taking a lot of damage. Dakal has been tapped out from Zad dito. One more hit. Gagamitin niya nga ba ang kanyang dash in. The W from Domington is Samu managed to disengage. Very good job for his champion.
Incredible move coming from Shyvana. Excellent play there. Calling out the Team MSI in the Baron pit. Unluckily, he wasn't able to steal the Baron, but that flash out, surviving with less than 100 HP there. Lucian unable to kill him. Now another team fight with the Baron buff. They are able to take down rank and finally end the Leona. This is a huge turnaround for MSI.
For Team Pacific dito. Mukhang nalilito na sila kung anong gagawin nila. Kung anong gagawin nila next move after na ma-pick up ang isang champion for their team. 2 champion for their team ay napitas kanina and they didn't get the chance to decide what to do next sa laban nila ngayon.
Yes, that's a much needed move coming from MSI, picking up those kills and that Baron.
They have to burn this Baron first before engaging a team fight once again. Even though malaki yung gold difference nila, even though napakalaki ng item advantage ng Team Pacific dito, you can't beat a Baron buff unless sobra talagang dominated or dominating ang team ninyo sa laban na to.
That's right, and actually Team Pacific still have a 10k gold lead here. As you can see, Shyvana trying to do as much damage as she can onto the Orianna. Of course, Orianna using her ball to protect herself and speed her movement speed away from Shyvana. Of course, Shyvana is a very deadly champion to deal with, especially at this level in the game.
Actually, Jay, Shyvana, even though yes, she can be a very tanky champion, pero wala pa siyang magic resist dito. Wala siyang kahit anong item for magic resist like any Negatron Cloak or yes, she managed to get the Negatron Cloak ngayon, but if ever na kumuha siya ng Spirit Visage, that could give him the advantage once again to dominate the team fight dito and then initiate the team fight with the use of his Dragon form or kuha din siya ng Banshee's Veil for his champion. So it depends kung anong gagawin niya dito. And Bridgewater Cutlass for his champion, I think he's more aiming for yung kanyang Blade of the Ruined King dito so she can shove sa mga teamfight na mangyayari or itong si Lucian ever sa teamfight mamaya lamang in the late game.
Yes, that's right. Alright, so we are right now experiencing another pause again in the game, so we just have to wait for them to resume the game before we can continue this game, of course. And right now, although MSI was able to pick up a few kills and the Baron, the gold lead is still humongous. It's still 10k, almost 10k in the favor Pacific. So MSI has to continue making plays like that, trying to pick off champions from Pacific and take out objectives. It's gonna be a really long game if MSI will be able to execute that properly, and if they do so, they can actually still win this game. Pacific, on the other hand, are still on the driver's seat. They gotta end this game soon. They can't let this game, even though the game does get late, they still have a slight advantage since they have 2 very tanky champions, which will give MSI a really hard time to struggle with this. Of course, MSI, I know that their Orianna has been doing really well in those last 2 fights, and as long as Orianna can do a few more good plays on the next few games, the next few team fights rather, they should be able to pull off an upset on Pacific if the timing is right.
At this point of time mga kaibigan, 1-6 ang ating turret destroyed in favor of team ng Pacific at nakikita natin talaga yung difference ngayon sa laban. So Team MSI EvoGT is trying their best to defend their turrets dito. Kasi hindi na sila pwedeng magbawas pa ng turret. Hindi nila pwedeng pabayaan na mawasak kanilang mga turrets dito. Especially the bottom lane and top lane. Once na mawasak itong mga turret ito, sobrang mahirapan sila as it comes to the map control for their team. At eto na mga kaibigan, Team Pacific trying to defend this dragon. Rubber Ducky Duck Duck saved Daiso as the teamfight mga kaibigan. Oops, how is a Banshee is very for his champion.
That's right. So Evelyn burning her ultimate onto Zig there. The rest of MSI did not follow up. Finally, MSI was able to take out the first turret of Team Pacific in the mid lane, and the
A
dragon.
trade between turret and the dragon. Ang turret, hindi na nagre-respawn yan. Ang Baron nagre-respawn yan. So, you have to defend your turret instead of getting the Baron, dragon instead.
Okay, so we're looking here in the mid lane. MSI trying to take advantage of that Baron buff right now. Jax will be going to the top lane to provide some protection for his minions against the Renekton. Renekton should have no problem clearing out that large minion wave. He has Sunfire Cape and a Ravenous Hide. Just be careful with the Jax, since of course the attack.
They have to stick together mga kaibigan. Team Pacific have to stick together to win this game. They're getting the life of one champion. Ginamit ang kanyang monsoon dito. And somehow, nagdigtas yun sa buhay ni Renekton in the top lane. Here comes the gang from Domington. Have to use the dragon form. He's taking a lot of damage mga kaibigan. Solar Flare missed out from Leona dito. A flash in from Leona. Getting the life of George. George taking a lot of damage. Napakaganda pag Magna Inferno pa. Picking up one champion for their team. Two champion goes down for Team MSI EvoGT. They managed to get another life of from Team MSI EvoGT mga kaibigan. Kaling has been popped out but Shyvana goes down. It's a 3-for-1 exchange in favor of Team ng Pacific. Very good job for their team.
I honestly thought that Shyvana will be able to escape Lucian once again, but this time around, even with the help of his team, Lucian does go down to Lucian. I think Lucian had the red buff. That's the reason why Shyvana still went
Hindi
down.
napansin or hindi siya aware na nandun si Evelyn na nagre-recall sa laban niya.
Alright, looks like another push. The inhibitors now has respawned already, and XNSJ trying to pull down.
VYY can somehow manage to get this inhibitor in the mid lane, pero they are not risking or they're not taking any risk dito sa laban na to. Dahil kapag nakuha ang any champion from Team VYY, I'm pretty sure they can, Team Pacific or Team MSI EvoGT can push the mid lane dito.
That's right. So
Kaya hindi nila dapat pabayaan na may mapitas sa champion sa kanila.
yes, and MSI is slowly but surely climbing back into this game here. Evelyn staying just out of range.
Here comes the gang mga kaibigan. Shockwave 2 champion got caught. Very good job for Team MSI EvoGT. And they're chasing down Domington as well. Daiso goes down. Napakalaking puntos for team ng MSI EvoGT yung pagpitas na nangyari kay Daiso dito. And dahil sa nangyaring yun, they can pick the second tier in the mid lane.
Yes, MSI playing the game or their composition exactly how they're playing it right now. I don't know why Zig had to teleport there. He could have gone to a little bit safer
Actually,
area.
hindi siya aware eh.
Purple team's
It's
turret
not,
has been
well, invisible si Evelyn. So, hindi mo talaga i-expect na merong champion doon na naghihintay. Teleport from CUT in the mid lane. 30 second step ang mabuhay pa dito si Ziggs. So, this point of time, 12-21 ang ating score in favor pa rin sa team ng Pacific. At ang ating goal difference, 9K. 9.9K sa laban na to.
Alright, so Baron will be up in about 30 seconds from now. MSI looks like have plans of trying to pick up another Baron once again. Let's see if they can execute a nice assassination on the members of Team Pacific, just like last time. But Pacific, even though with the Baron almost coming, it looks like they have decided to go back to base first to pick up a few items. As you can see here, the members of MSI are grouping up together and will be going towards that Baron. And we can see here Ziggs picking up his own blue buff, and I don't think Pacific will go for a Baron, but they really want to take down that inhibitor first. So it looks like that's gonna be the case here. As you can see here, all the members of Pacific are tunneling in the middle lane.
Like what I'm saying kanina, Jay, Pacific have to stick together sa laban na to. At kapag sila nag-stick together, they can't win any team fight dahil nahihirapan talaga sila. And as you can see, the shockwave coming from Oni, ito yung nagpapabago ng laro. And the support coming from his teammate, they have Leap from Jax, they have the initiation from Evelyn dito. And they have Carl as well para maggamitin yung kanyang Monsoon para mapilitan mag-disengage ang any member from against your opponent.
Yes, so Team Pacific are now waiting for the move of MSI here. MSI wants to do another pick-off here, and they know that the Baron is up. Janna going back to base, and there's a ward there, and MSI Pacific is aware. Oriana,
here's the initiation from Team Pacific dito. George have to initiate as well. He was exhausted. Shockwave from Oni dito. He somehow managed to get a lot of burst damage from the team of Pacific dito, but they were zoned out, mga kaibigan. Watching play against kay George. George taking a lot of damage. Daisoa somehow managed to pick up another kill. See you, they still chasing down 3 members of Team MSI EvoGT. It's a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of Team ng Pacific, and they can get this turret, inhibitor in the mid lane, and if ever na mapilitan sila push dito, they can get the turret, Nexus turret as well sa laban na to.
That's right. Alright, inhibitor going down in favor of Team Pacific. Of course, Janna doing her best.
Actually, they can in this game. 1 Nexus turret goes down in the mid lane, and 3 champions from Team MSI EvoGT nilang ang defend. They still have this minion, mga kaibigan. Initiation from CUT. He was exhausted. He's taking a lot of damage, mga kaibigan. Pacific VYY was about to go down. 1 more hit, mga kaibigan, pero isa mo managed to disengage sa laban na yan.
Yes, so it looks like MSI will live to fight another
and
day.
it is warded. The carrying is still cooldown. A flashing from Sa dito. And isa managed to pick up another kill for VYY. Like what we've said, makikita niya talaga yon with the ward for their for their team. So 40-23 score in total. At this point of time, at ang ating goal difference ay around 9.7k.
That's right. So whenever you teleport back to base, always
you have to make sure na nasa safe place ka talaga.
Yes.
Or at least you have a vision against your opponent. This time, Team MSI EvoGT managed to get another Baron for the team. And I think, kung patuloy ganito kasi ng performance, they can win this game.
Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised that the gold is still the same. It's still a 10k gold lead for Team Pacific, but MSI pulling out all the stops to stay in this game here. 2 Barons in their favor right now, and Team Pacific making those minor mistakes, allowing MSI to hold on to this game. MSI could still turn this game around if Pacific continues to make these mistakes, and I don't think Pacific can afford one more mistake like that, because one more mistake like that could allow MSI to just shove into the game. At this late in the game, especially once it gets super late game, it doesn't matter how much gold lead you're ahead, it almost means the difference will mean almost nothing, unlike in the early part of the game where a huge gold lead could be a much detrimental factor.
Actually, this point of time, nabala ng goal difference, pero hindi sa playstyle nila, hindi mo nakita yung ganun kalaking difference dito. We are playing League of Legends. Makita mo talaga na hindi porket isang team member ninyo ay sobrang taba na, you can surely win this game. Nakadepende pa rin talaga sa playstyle ninyo, at kailangan dito sa League of Legends, hindi ka makampante at any point of time. Dahil isang pagkakamali lang, I'm pretty sure kayang-kaya kayong baliktarin ng laban na to.
Yeah, so MSI also picking up the dragon for themselves, giving them a lot of gold there, lowering the gold lead of Team Pacific. Gold lead now down to 7k, so that's a 3k gold coming from the dragon. So a lot of gold now being provided by that dragon.
So Jay, looking at the CS of Oriana, 446 ang kanyang score dito at 382 CS over 241 kay Daisoas in the mid lane. So napalaki ng advantage siya dito when it comes to yung kanyang item. Let's see yung ating gold ball dito. For Oriana in the mid lane, 15.8k for his champion, and for Ziggs, 13.6k.
Yeah, but actually look at the Renekton. He's got a 15k gold lead as over the Jax, who only has about 11.6, so it's huge. The distribution is different. So in the top lane of Pacific, the gold is almost all there, while on MSI, it really is on the Oriana. Right, Oriana.
So kailangan gawin ngayon ni Jax, sobrang enough na yung item niya to do a split push dito. Split, push any other lane while respond kapag nakita ka ng chance dito using your teleport. So ngayon, 3-4-4 ang kanyang score. He have the Blade of the Ruined King, meron siyang Swift Boots dito, meron din siyang Zephyr. Enough item for his champion to I think around, let's see yung kanyang movement speed dito. 444 movement speed for his champion.
That
Napakalaki.
is huge. Yes, it is. And of course, there's tenacity on that Zephyr item, allowing him to have reduced crowd control coming from Renekton and Leona. Of course, Leona is still a very excellent champ when it comes to providing team crowd control. The MSI seems to be back in the game right now. As you can see, they're moving around the map really quickly, especially with the Janna buff. I think that even increases Jack's movement speed to about over 450 right now.
Yes. And actually, Jay, kanina, yung ating turret destroyed ay 6-1 in favor of team ng Pacific dito. But ngayon, 6-5 na ang ating turret destroyed. 5 for MSI EvoGT at 6 for team ng Pacific. At this point of time, 40-minute mark, late game na tayo ngayon. MSI EvoGT ay nakakabawi sa laban na ito against team ng Pacific. And they have to decide fast enough to do something to make sure na kaya nilang manalo mga kaibigan. Initiation from George dito. Trying to get the life of VYY. Magna Inferno Bob managed to pick up another kill for their team. 1-1 exchange mga kaibigan. Coops goes down as well. 2 for 1 exchange niya. Jax have to initiate once again, but he goes down. It's a 3 for 1 exchange in total in favor of Team ng Pacific.
That's right. So Pacific, Leona still trying to chase Orianna. Of course, Orianna slows her down. The inhibitors of both, or the inhibitor of Team Pacific is still of MSI is still alive in the mid lane.
Yes.
Renekton has not joined the party here. He's pushing the top
Actually,
lane.
he used his teleport sa top lane para makapag-push at least na laban na to. And gaya na sinabi ko dito, Jay, kanina, they have to stick together. Team Pacific have to stick together to make sure na they can win the team fight na gagawin nila in the later part of the game. And yes, they're succeeding in any team fight dito. They somehow managed to get 3 kill over 1 kill for the team.
Yes, and
So not a bad decision for the team to initiate that team fight, even though they lost the second, third turret in the bottom lane. Very worth it.
Yes, and it looks like Pacific are back into their driver's seat. Let's see if they can if they can keep this momentum. They're able to pick up not just 3 kills, but actually including 2 towers. So that's a huge gold advantage again for Team Pacific there. The Baron will be up in about 2 minutes from now, so probably the next big play will be around that area. I expect another Baron Dodge once again. Let's see if Pacific can finally snag that Baron away from MSI. If they do, they will be able to end this game. But of course, if MSI gets the Baron, it will really depend on the team fight if they can close out this game already. Alright, so Shyvana, I believe Shyvana has a good number of stacks right now on her Ferrofil. Yes, 22 on the Ferrofil, pretty big stack there, allowing her to provide some magic damage and heal from the basic attacks.
So Jax on the other hand, getting his chance to push the third in the top lane dito. You have to use the teleport mga kaibigan. And this is the deciding clash. It's about time mga kaibigan to see kung sino talaga manalo sa laban na ito. From the back line, we have Carl, Jord, and Coops against 4 champion of Team Pacific dito. They're taking a lot of damage. Solar Flare, 3 champion got caught with that Solar Flare mga kaibigan. With the use of that Magna Inferno Pump, this time managed to get another kill for their team. Double kill for Daisowas dito. Again, Coops against Siute. 3 champion of Team MSI EvoGT managed to survive, pero lahat sila ay namamaga dito. Team Pacific can end this game 5 against 3 member of Team MSI EvoGT dito. And yes, Recto mabit yung turret. Good job for Oni dito. Managed to pick up another kill for his champion. And he goes down. Napatagal mga kaibigan ng kanyang Zonia's Arglas, but he goes down. Double kill for Lucian. Coops against 2 members of Team Pacific dito. They're not wasting any time. They're getting this turret. Rubber ducky duck duck. End this game with in a total of 18-31 score. Congratulations Team Pacific for this win. Very good job. Very entertaining match. Napakagandang laban between Team Pacific and Team MSI EvoGT.
Yes, congratulations to Team Pacific. They actually knocked out MSI EvoGT out of the PGS, and now Team Pacific will be playing in the summer season for the PGS. Now, really great match. Of course, Pacific looked like they were about to lose the game as we saw MSI making a lot of plays there, getting back into that game. Here is the final scoreboard. Of course, we can see here MSI picking up a total of 18 kills while Team Pacific ending the game with 31 kills.
Yes. Congratulations, Team Pacific. For this game, I would give the MVP award to Oni. Very good job, Oni. Well played for Oriana.
Alright, so
For their team, for MSI EvoGT. Pero for team ng Pacific dito, syempre, I would give to Taisoas. Dito, pretty good job sa laban na to.
yes. Alright,
Maybe
so
for the team, I would give credit sa ginawang performance dito ni Oni, being very
actually,
dominant mid laner for the team.
even in the previous game when he used the Oriana, it was really, really good. It was a really nice combination with the Malphite. Of course, Malphite was taken away from them. I felt like if they probably had the Malphite or the Wukong, they would have probably did a little bit different in this game. Alright,
Yes.
so
And syempre, Renekton as well. A very good job for your champion. 8-2-19 score. Very good job. Again, mga kaibigan, you're watching the Pro Gaming Series 2014 Summer Promotion. I'm DJ Sphere.
and I'm Jay.
Mamaya lamang mayroon tayong laban sa pagitan ng team Crying versus team ng Mineski. So stay tuned na kayo dyan, mga kaibigan. Few minute break. Kita tayo ulit maya-maya.